Hi, everyone. I have got another amazing book here to share with you. It is called The One Manifestation Way. And today we are joined by Sarah Hawkins. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. I can't believe the day's here finally.
It's an exciting day for authors because they get to get all of their work and their time that they've put together to get this book out into the world. So today, for the people who are watching and listening, I'd love to ask you a few questions so that people can get a little bit of an idea of how this book, The One Manifestation Way, is so unique. So, Sarah, let's run with some great questions. You've had many different professions over the years. And before fully stepping into your calling as a Reiki master healer, what was the moment or the series of events that made you realize you just had to invest 100% of yourself into this?
Yeah, look, I spent years exploring different paths, but there was always this quiet knowing that I was meant for something deeper. The turning point wasn't just a single moment, it was a series of little nudges that I just couldn't ignore anymore. I reached a place where I realized I could keep playing small and staying safe, or I could just fully just step into where I knew I needed to be. And choosing this path, it wasn't logical, it was intuitive. And it felt like I was coming home to myself. And when I fully committed 100%, everything shifted. Absolutely everything shifted. And it was not just, it suddenly became easy, but it was just finally aligning with who I truly am.
I love that. I think that it doesn't become easy, but it flows when you follow your path, your passion, where you feel that this is where you're meant to be. You're absolutely right. It's a pulling, it's a calling and a pulling. And many people do try manifestation so that they're creating the life that they want, but they get frustrated
Yes.
when they don't see the results. Can you explain why your approach, the manifestation, is the one? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people get frustrated with manifesting, and because they're doing all the right things, but it's just from the wrong energy. They visualize, they journal, they affirm, but underneath it all, they're still in doubt, they're still in lack, and they're still trying to force the outcome. And so my approach is different because it's not about these techniques, it's about identity, and it's about who you are becoming, not what you're doing. And so my way is about simplifying manifestation down to its truth. And when you shift your internal state, you truly embody the version of you who already has it. And your external world has no choice but to reflect it back to you.
I love that. I love that. And you also talk about the lack trap, which is one of the biggest mistakes people make when manifestation. Can you talk about what this trap is and how people can avoid it?
Yes, the lack trap. Gosh, I've lived it, and I'm sure everyone's living it without even realizing. It's when you're trying to manifest something, but you're constantly noticing that you don't have it. And so it sounds simple, but it shows up in little subtle ways, like checking for results and wondering when it's going to come. And then you start comparing yourself to others, or you feel like you need to fix something in your life before it arrives. And all of this just reinforces that message to the universe that it's not here yet. So, to move out of the lack trap, you've got to shift your focus from absence to embodiment and start asking, how would I feel? How would I think? How would I show up if this was already mine? And when you live from that place, you stop chasing, and that's when things begin to move.
I love that. And I know that when we first started on this journey and chatting together about bringing this book about, I shared with you about this beautiful Dean Publishing, Dean Manor, and how I manifested this. And it was really about, honestly, the truth is that that was that embodiment. I already could see the retreats being run here. I could already see authors gathering here. Felt it in my stomach stronger than I've ever felt anything before. So you're so right. Yes, there was things I had to do, and I had to go and get funding and different things, but that absolutely embodiment and visualizing and doing all those things and feeling what it would be like is absolutely it. And I know that there's lots that you talk about in your book that is going to help so many people. But I love this particular movie that you also talk about in the book called the Matrix movie.
Yeah.
And it's an analogy, including the idea that there is no spoon. How can we understand our world as a malleable matrix, helping someone manifest their greatest desires?
Yeah, I absolutely love the Matrix, and I love using the Matrix because it helps people understand that reality isn't fixed as we think it is. And the idea of there is no spoon isn't about denying reality. It's about recognizing that we experience it's shaped by perception and belief and energy. And when you realize the world is more flexible than you've been taught, then you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and you start seeing yourself as a creator within them. Manifestation becomes less about controlling the outside world and more about shifting your inner world because that's where the real power is.
Absolutely. Now, I know that there's so much jam packed in this book. There is so much in this beautiful book. And as it said, a soul led guide to living in alignment with your higher self, redesigning your reality, and effortlessly attracting your deepest desires. So, we're going to put the link below for people to grab the book and buy it for yourself, buy it for a friend. It's something that I think a lot of people can learn so much about getting their desires. But if there was one thing, one truth or practice that you would like people to walk away with after they've read your book, what would that be?
That's an easy one for me, Susan. There's one thing I want my readers to walk away with, and it's you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you believe yourself to be. Everything changes when you stop asking, how do I get this? And start asking, who do I need to become? Because that moment you fully step into the version of yourself, even before you see the physical evidence, you've already shifted the trajectory of your life.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, link below, grab your copy. It's an absolutely beautiful read, and you're going to learn so much jam packed in this book. Thank you so much, Sarah Hawkins, for joining us, for trusting in us with your knowledge, your expertise, and your story. And I know that so many readers are going to get so much from your book.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. It's been an absolute pleasure.